Hey guys, EBPMAN here, and in today's video we're taking a look at the new 2021 OnePlus 9. We are going to do an unboxing. We're going to take a look at some of the features. I'm going to give you my first impression, and we're also going to have with us the OnePlus 8, so you can see what you can expect between the two phones. Now, in this video, it's really going to be focused on the unboxing, and we're going to take a look at the first impressions, but we're going to have other videos where we'll take out the camera features and, just all the other dimensions of the phone. So let's get right to it. Now, before going through the unboxing and seeing what's in the box and just looking at our first impressions, I wanted to share with you that there's actually two versions that you have to choose from. You have a OnePlus 9, and you also have a OnePlus 9 Pro. And there's some differences. Some may be big, some may be small, depending on your preferences and what you're looking for in a phone. First of all, you're looking at this one right here is $729, the OnePlus 9. The OnePlus 9 Pro is slightly over $1,000. So there's the price difference there. Now, what do you get for that slightly over $1,000 price? Well, here's some of the differences. First of all, the OnePlus 9 has a 6.5-inch display, right? So 6.5 inch FHD, 2400 by 1080. Now, the OnePlus 9 Pro has a larger screen, a little bit larger, not significant, 6.7 inches, but it also has a QHD display. And to me, this is the biggest difference. QHD display is going to give you a 3168 by 1440 resolution. Now, both of these feature a 120 hertz screen refresh rate, which is going to be good. Now, the Pro, though, has some variability in there that you can adjust. Now, from a camera perspective, the rear camera has 48 megapixels, right? And the main camera is a 50 megapixel ultra wide with a 2 megapixel monochrome. Now, when we start looking at the Pro does step it up on the camera side. So if you're really looking for these specific features, then you should be looking at the Pro. The biggest difference between the two is that the Pro has an 8 megapixel telephoto. Yeah, so it has a telephoto that is going to give you, again, that extra zooming power. Now, from a front-facing camera, they're pretty much the same, 16 megapixels on both. Now, from a processor perspective, you have the same experience no matter which one you choose. You're looking at a Snapdragon 888 on both devices. From a RAM perspective, you have the choice between 8 gig or 12 gig. You also have, from a storage perspective, 128 gig storage or 256 on both. So they're pretty similar there. Now, from a battery perspective, things are also equal. So you're looking at 4,500 milliamp hours on both. So you have, the battery life should be similar, but again, depending on the refresh rate that you're running, one can probably use up the battery much faster than the other. Now, from a charging perspective, this is where the other change comes in. You're looking at 65 watts wired, both of them, right? So when you plug them in, it's going to be really, really fast charging. And this is one of the things that the OnePlus is really known about. It comes to that fast charging. But you're also then looking at 15-watt wireless charging. So the wireless charging feature on one is 15 watt, and on the other, here's a big jump, 50 watts. So 50 watts means that you're charging almost at the rate of having it physically plugged in. So those are the big differences. Now, as we take a look at what's inside the box, we'll go ahead and slide this off just like this. I already cut the tape. And you see here we have our phone. Put this over, put it to the side. We'll see what else is included. All right, we have this little package here. Let's see if there's anything in here, because it looks like there may be. Nothing there. It looks like there's some instructions, right? So here's some information about the camera itself. And there's some OnePlus stickers, I think, in here as well. Yeah, so you can see that you have that in there as well. So we'll set this aside. I'm sure also the ejection pin for your SIM card is also found here. So we'll go ahead and put this to the side. You have, again, this is your fast charger, right? So that's great. And then you have your USB-C, USB-C cable. That's pretty much it. So no headphones, USB-C included. Purely all you have is the phone, the charger, and the actual cable itself. That's it. Now, this may be the first time I've seen something like this with the OnePlus phone. So you'll notice here, we basically have this covering, but it's highlighting the area that has NFC, and then it's highlighting the area that's charging. So that's going to give you kind of notice of where the charge area is. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the plastic. You can see what the phone looks like. It feels nice. It is a plastic construction. And I know there's been some feedback around, it being plastic and $729 and, it doesn't feel premium. In my opinion, and this is just my opinion, because I typically put a case on all my phones, it's really not a big deal for me if it's metal or not. So what you'll notice is on the back here, you have your camera module. This looks like it's a black blue color. It kind of has like a tint to it. We'll look at what this color is in a second. You'll notice up here you have a pinhole mic. Your power button is right there. Let's see what else we have here. SIM card holder right there. USB-C, speaker, pinhole mic again. And then here it looks like you have this is a volume switch. Yep, you have your volume lock switch, just like you've had with some other ones. And then you have your power button. So pretty much that's it. Now, all in all, first impressions, feels good in the hand. Doesn't feel extremely heavy. It's actually really, really nice. Now, from a gaming perspective, my experience has been really positive as well. I've been playing Android games as well as the Microsoft Game Pass games. I'm playing some pretty intensive games that are actually downloading and streaming. Now, I haven't run the phone in full brightness, which tends to overheat the phone, or just in general, any phone, if you're running always at full brightness, you're going to see that, especially as you're playing games. So here, having standard brightness, I would say around middle of the line of the brightness, and then playing these games, which is very, I would say, Wi-Fi intensive, my overall experience was great. I didn't really experience any overheating. Now, the camera itself has been performing really well for me. Now, I have had now 2 updates that have come. One, when I initially did the unboxing just a few days ago, and then another one that just came in today. And then I started doing my testing because I saw there was going to be some improvements with the camera, and I wanted to give you guys the most up-to-date firmware and photo experience. So what you see here is our dog. So we have several Pomeranians, and this is one of our Poms. And this is what she looks like in the photo. And as I go to the next one here, this is a flowering pear here in Chicago. We are just starting to see our leaves are coming back because we're over winter, and you can see how beautiful this tree looks, right? So here's our picture. This is my backyard. And then also I tried various settings, various zoom settings based on the actual camera itself. And this is an actual 3D print of King Kong. And you can see the great detail that you see here in the picture. And these are just the different zoom settings, because the camera does have multiple zoom settings that you can go through. And you can see that with each one of these, you're getting fantastic detail. So I've been pretty happy with the camera overall and its performance. Now, as we take a look at the camera app, because I know you're going to be interested in that, there are some standard features that you have here. First of all, you have a slow motion option, right? So that's pretty great. You have panorama. You have time lapse. You also then have your standard video settings, right? You also have photo settings, portrait mode, and the portrait mode is what's going to give you kind of like that blurry background. And it's going to tell you if it has that depth of field effect. It gives you a little indicator so that you know when you're taking the photo of the person or the object that you have the right distance that's going to give you that kind of effect. You also have something that's called Nightscape that's really going to take advantage of the overall night shot capabilities of the camera. And one of the things I wanted to mention is with each one of these settings, as you can see here, you do have different zoom levels, right? So you have the ability to zoom in and zoom out. And I really like the way OnePlus has set up the UI in order to do that zooming in and zooming out. In addition to the Nightscape mode, you do have this Pro mode, which is going to give you a lot of, I would say, control over your white balance, again, your ISO. It almost turns your camera into a DSLR, like DSLR type features come in the camera. And then you have this feature that's called tilt shift, which kind of gives you, as you can see here, like a blurry view between the middle gets cut and then the top and the bottom get blurry. It's going to be something that you may like as far as effects go, but again, the camera is pretty robust. Now, from an audio perspective, the phone also performs really well. Let me show you what my Now, one other feature I wanted to share with you is how you can get the screens to be more vibrant, especially if you're coming from like a Samsung line of phone or any other phone that has high saturation levels when it comes to color, where the reds are really deep, the yellows are very vibrant, just that kind of experience. And the OnePlus phone does have a setting that you can enable. So under the display area, you can actually go here where it says vibrant color. And what you can do is you can actually turn it on. So you notice how it's giving you what that effect would look like right here. So you can see how this specific building, the colors are starting to pop more. I'm the type of person that I do enjoy vibrant colors. And it was something that I was missing as soon as I started using this phone. But I love the fact that that feature is there so I can have the same rich, vibrant color experience with the OnePlus phone. So guys, that wraps up our unboxing and initial impressions of the OnePlus 9. See you in the next one.